So it's been 4 months since the launch of the Xperia Pro Y. I figured I'd give you guys my follow-up experience on it. Now, I'm not going to do a full in-depth of all the features here. If you want that, check out my previous video from back in January. So let's go ahead and talk about the photography aspect. Love this as my Pocket RX type camera device. You guys already know it houses the 1-inch sensor. Yes, it doesn't utilize the entire surface area of that sensor, but we still get that bokeh and the low light benefits just because this uses the bigger pixel pitch compared to most other phones. On easy days, on location scouting days, this is just nice to carry around something slim like this to get some great shots. Again, low light cityscape night photos, I don't bother processing the RAW. The straight out of camera JPEG and computational photography already makes this look so good. Just look at how sharp these images are. But for photos with ample lighting, same deal. I love taking it to Lightroom and editing my photos there. But the new talking point that I want to give is that I love using this for high quality time lapses. Now, unfortunately, the Photography Pro app does not come with any sort of interval shoot functions like we have on the alpha cameras. Hopefully they can include that soon in the next update. But the good thing is this is an Android device, so you can download other apps that can do time lapses. And the one that I've been using is the manual camera app. It does interval shooting, and man, look at these insane time lapses. It's capitalizing on that 1-inch sensor and the dynamic range. And speaking of Android and Google Play Store, I really want LumaFusion to come sooner for Android so I can edit full-blown videos on this. But for short videos like TikToks, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, we can use apps like CapCut or InShot, pretty much all the preferred apps for these platforms, and edit them on the Xperia Pro Y. So let's shift gear to vlogging. I have been making a lot of vlogs for my second channel using the Xperia Pro Y. Obviously, with these types of longer videos, I still throw it into a dedicated editing software on my computer. Having that micro SD card slot is handy. I can just take it out and offload the footage onto my computer to edit. But this setup here, it's really easy to bring around. It's not intrusive at all. And it just pairs up so nicely with this Bluetooth grip tripod right here. I can control things like the zooming, the recording, and using the C1 here to change to the different cameras. You know how all the RX 100 cameras start at 24mm, so it makes it a bit hard to vlog with sometimes because it's not wide enough. Bam! We have the 16mm on the Pro Y. While it's not utilizing the 1-inch sensor, it still looks pretty damn good. So if you are planning on getting this phone for video creation, especially selfie style videos for vlogging and whatnot, you would really want to consider the monitor just because this is going to allow you to capitalize on the main cameras here in the back. Now, throughout the last several months, I've been getting a lot of questions about the monitor. Mainly, does it work with the other Xperia devices and the other alpha cameras? Unfortunately, no. It only works with the Pro Y. Hopefully, they can make this work with the other cameras because they can really sell the monitor on its own. That'd be really cool. Now, some folks who own the Xperia Pro Y have also asked me, does the monitor only output the video feed only? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. It does not show playback. Playback will only be shown on the phone screen. Same thing with the touch. You have to touch on the phone screen to activate focus tracking. You cannot do it through the monitor. Otherwise, it's great. It's super high quality, sharp display. When I flip-flop around, I can just turn off the monitor and immediately get the video feed on the phone screen when I need to point at something. Although I do wish it does display on both sides though. Now, the other frequently asked question I get is overheating. It hasn't happened to me, but I do realize I use this differently from other people. I know the capabilities of small devices like this, and you don't want to push it too unreasonably hard. My video clips and vlog clips are very intermittent. I don't do long recordings, nothing longer than 5 minutes per clips consecutively. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I try not to have any background apps running that could potentially drain the battery. To be honest with you, I treat this more as a camera with 5G Wi-Fi access that runs on Android OS than I do a phone. Moving on, a lot of people have also asked me about my monitor setup that I feature in my other videos. That actually is the Xperia Pro. It's a different model that has a micro HDMI port, and I love it because it's so slim. I've been using it on a lot of my shoots here in New York City. It has a great display, though I don't have a SIM card on this one just because obviously it's on the other phone. Now, you can also use the Xperia Pro I as a monitor if your camera supports USB-C streaming, so the ZV-1, ZV-E10, A7 IV, though I will say there is a slight lag delay with the Pro I, whereas the Pro with a micro HDMI connection has no noticeable lag. So if you're looking for a slim monitor for your Alpha, I would recommend getting the Pro, but if you want a everyday carry with great camera quality and from time to time be an acting monitor for your Alpha cameras, the Pro I ain't too shabby. Or you can use something less expensive like the Xperia 5 Mark III. That too supports USB-C streaming. Now, just to be clear, these phones here work great for basic monitoring, but if you need things like false color, LUT previews, peaking, and all that good jazz, you would still want to consider a dedicated monitor. Aside from that, I've really been enjoying this setup right here. I know it's not for everyone, but for those of you who are curious about it, hopefully I have answered your questions. Once again, thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.